be ready in a second here. Let's see. There we go. And get rid of that. Let's see. Sinfuls is on board. Good day, good evening, all. Sam Shore, hi, Steve, UK. Lewis Hobo, hi, Kuya. Hope all is well. Dean and Jess, Bolinao, Pangas. I can never pronounce these words, these Filipino words. Anyway, we are started up tonight. Tonight we got a little bit of stuff to talk about. Something I just found out. This is kind of like breaking news for me anyway. I haven't heard this news. Maybe it has been put out there before, but I was reading about this guy Paul Cardwell, who's been on a couple of the bigger channels, like Every Man Has a Story and a couple of the other ones too, and he kind of acts like he represents the VA or something like that, or veterans groups or whatever or something. Apparently, he is a con artist. This is the guy right here, and it says, Cardwell, I was prideful, I was arrogant, and I'm a thief. And this guy here runs World Zoom. So it's kind of interesting that this guy, he's one of the big vloggers here, and I've seen him talking, and he talks a good game, but he tells people that he was a CEO of a company, which he was, but he was a con artist there and served time for it. I guess he took off and went to Thailand, and they arrested him over there and returned him back to the States. You can look at it. It's on this Powell Tribune is the name of the paper. It's in Powell, Wyoming, I guess, like that. But it's kind of an interesting story. I got more stuff. If you guys want any info, you can email me at Steven5975, and I'll send you some of the info. But it's just kind of a cool story. Let's see. Michael L. is on here. Good evening. Dean Thompson is on board. There we go. Dean's on board. Good to see you on here tonight, Dean. Tom and Jerry. Hi, Steve from Mindanao. Ram Sojourner Nomad Life finally made it. Howdy, you all. Timmy Freeberry Jordan. Yeah. I don't know if he's still in country or not, if he's going to go to jail, or if they're just going to send him back to the States. Some people are saying they might send him back to the States, so that's something I heard. But it seems to be like a lot of ex-cons over here. It looks and a lot of them become con artists over here or whatever. And you got to be careful, because some of these con artists come over here to hide because they have their anonymity over here, and when somebody sent me this here, I was actually surprised. I was kind of shocked. Maybe he's changed. Who knows? He people do change, and I'll give him the benefit of the doubt that maybe he has changed. But the fact that I see him, he did say he was a Navy SEAL, and later on they found out that he wasn't. Yet he's still going around representing himself as a veteran right now, and I'm not sure if he's even a veteran. Guy's a fake Navy SEAL. I do know that. So that was written in the article by the Powell Tribune. Okay. This guy that sent me all this information, he did his homework pretty well too. So I was kind of shocked. Michael L says, "Yikes! Do you think he is reformed?" I don't know, Michael. I give people the benefit of the doubt, and we'll see. I'm sure after this gets out, I think that at least people know now, so that's a good thing. And maybe he is reformed. Who knows? Let's see. Sinful is interesting because he was on the Paul Dog, and he said he was arrested for speaking out against the military Thai government. Now, there's more to that story. Sinfuls, if you want, I'll send you the article. You got to read this. This is. He sent me a whole email. I'll try to send it to you after. It's very interesting what this guy sent me. He sent me like about 4 stories on the guy, all through that Powell Tribune. You guys might want to look it up. And the guy's name is Paul Cardwell. Okay, so it's just kind of interesting. Winston Herring Jr. says, Steve, you are straight-headed. Love your train of thought. Thanks, Winston. Let's see. David Hess says, good evening from Ohio. Let's see. Michael L. Well, he did settle in Dumaguete. I give people the benefit of the doubt. I mean, I hope he's changed. It just when I seen him on one of the big vloggers on there, and he's on there talking about the VA, it kind of makes me wonder, So who knows, Let's see. Sinful says, LOL. Gherkin9, he told the Thailand arrest story on an interview with Old Dog. It was like 10 years ago. Yes, it was. But he embezzled like $1.7 million. And yeah, Michael L's right. He says, oh my God, stolen valor. He was telling people he was a SEAL, apparently, according to the article. It does say that in the article. I'm going off the article. So Mike D says, that's crazy. Michael L., can you put the link from the newspaper in the chat? I can't right now because I'm on here and it's on my phone right now. So this is the name of the paper. I don't know if you guys can see it. It says Powell Tribune, okay? And you can look it up on there and you can get all that information. So let's see. Let's see. Mike D says, that's crazy. Michael L., can you put the link? See, we already read that. Sinfuls, yes, send to me. I will after Sinfuls. Okay, I'll send it to you. Actually, if you guys can wait a second, I'll send it to Sinfuls and Sinfuls can post it. I think I might be able to send it to him. Let me try to do this. If you guys can hold on for 1 second. Let's see. Sinfuls can post all this up for us so we can, that way, because I can't do it while I'm on here. It's kind of hard for me. Hopefully Sinfuls can do that. So he can post some of the stories on here, and then you guys can take a look at it. Gene Lamb says, good evening. Joshua says, quick off-subject question. My tourist visa expires June 1st. If I go to immigration on May 26th, will they give me 1 month off of the June 1st or off of the May 26th? I'm not sure, Josh. To be honest with you, I don't know. I think it's from the time you go in there. I think that's when it does it, but I'm not 100% sure on it. They might go, maybe they'll go off the date when the other thing runs out. So maybe somebody else on here can answer, because I don't do tourist visas. We just do the SRRV, so I'm really not. I don't have an answer to that question. I'm sorry. Michael Lee says, "Hey guys, sorry about not being present. Welcome aboard, Michael. Good to see you on here." I see Michael Ellis says, just found it. However, YouTube chat won't let put the link in the chat. Okay, that's interesting. Maybe I'm not sure if we can put the words in here though. Maybe Sinfuls can try to put the article on here or something like that, even if it takes up a lot of space. I don't know if they'll let you put that much on there though. That guy said he spent over $1 million to allow people into the hospital that he was running. Let's see. Ram Sojourner Nomad Life, arriving June 4th, headed to your way, hopefully to get to meet you. Sure. Michael Lee says, I have a lot going on. Sorry to hear that, Mike. Mr. Sarcillis. Good evening, Steve. How you doing, mister? Matt T says, hey, Steve, from North Brookfield, Mass. Mid-50s today. Rain starting at about noon, and the Celtics are underwater. There we go. That's not a good sign. Thanks for the channel. I intentionally let ads play for you. The least we can do. Thank you, man. I appreciate that. You know, Mr. Sarcilla says, "How are you doing today?" I'm doing fantastic, man. Had a great day today. Except I started off my day with 3 hours of really bad sciatica, but it finally worked its way out. So, Mike D says, "See, you never know who the person you're watching is. Be careful, Steve." Always says, "You're right, Steve." Wow, you never know. You never know. Yeah, you're right. You never know what a person is like. You know, I just thought I'd throw that out there because I found it really interesting. Because you really never know who you're watching here in the Philippines on some of these channels, and some of these guys that I watch on there. Sometimes I wonder myself. You know what I mean? Like it just. They're always on there asking for money. They're always asking for like donations and stuff like that. And that's usually, to me, that's like a red flag for me anyway. It is, you know. Like I said, I tell people just watch my ads. That's it. Robert, good evening, Stephen. I just heard you say something about a CEO. Are you talking about the guy in Dumaguete with the PhD? Yes. Chuck619. That was actually sent to me by one of the subscribers, by the way. And I want to thank that subscriber. I don't want to put his name out there, but he sent it to me, and I found it kind of interesting. Chuck619. Good morning from San Diego. Looking forward to being there. Seeing you in September. I posted it on a couple of those channels that he was on, and they took the stuff off right away. So, you know, who knows? Mike D, but maybe he's reformed. It's possible. I hope he is. I really sincerely hope that the guy is reformed. But when I see somebody like that right out there in front of everybody, it does make you wonder. Usually they stay in the background. But this guy here, being a fake Navy SEAL talking about veterans, the guy should kind of back off and stay where he was, you know. In the background. I don't think that's a good idea for somebody that did that before to be out there representing us veterans, and that's just wrong, you know. Mike Akulian says, I met a Filipina online. I sent her all my savings to build a mansion and a swimming pool. And when I got there, it was a shack and a tilapia pond. There we go. Michael Lee says, invest in a camera. Nobody like looking up your nose. Yeah. Simple says, you sent to my email? Yes, I did. I think I did. Let me know if you get it. Michael L. Only moderators and the owner can post URLs and chat. Let's see. Michael L. Well, we know how he funded his retirement now. Yeah, he probably hid some of that money or whatever. Tom and Jerry in the Philippines, I believe when the new one begins on Visa the next day after the current one expires. Okay. Mr. Sarcillus, Michael, no one is making you stay. Let's see. Mike D. I will admit, though, as a veteran, I do get irritated when people make false claims about military experience. That's what I'm talking about, you know. Guys, today I actually use my iPad for doing the live streams because it's the easiest way for me to do it. I'm trying to figure out how to use my computer right here, but I haven't got that up and running yet. I've been trying to get it working, but I've been having problems with it. It's a Mac, but I just don't know how to get it up and running on there, so that's the problem. Mark Bruno, hi from Guam, house in Davao City. Ram Sojourner Nomad Life says, hit the like button is top right side. Give it a thumbs up. Thank you, guys. Stars and Stripes, struck me odd that he supposedly high-paying jobs but lived on a low budget. Yeah, he wasn't living on a low budget over in Thailand, though. He was living pretty high over there. I think that's what flagged him over there, actually, because they said he was living like a millionaire over there or something like that in one of the articles, one of the stories I read. Laziel Morado says, good evening, watching here from Cebu, Philippines. How you doing? Isra Azami says, a Maroto. Sinful says, I have not received. Okay, let me try it again. Let me see. Rich. Hold on a sec. Rich. Just try to send it again. See if you get it. I think your thing is, it says Reagan in the email. Rich, you let me know if that's a yes or no. Let's see. Why would anyone? Let's see. Michael says, even as a civilian, I get upset about false claims of military service since my father served in World War II. I agree on that one. Gurkha9 says, hello, Lizelle. Micah Coolian says, why would anyone want to say they're a Navy SEAL? Aim high, Air Force, everybody knows special ops is the first ones on the ground with the CIA. Robert says, when I lived in Angeles back in 2002, most of the dudes I seen there, like ex-convicts, are undesirables. Yeah, I've heard that up in Angeles. There's a lot of that going on up there. I've run into a few undesirables too myself here. Some of them weren't ex-convicts, but they were just like dirtbags. So Joshua Suttle says, nothing worse than stolen valor. Liz Morodo says, hello, Gurkha, kumasta? Let's see. Michael L. says, lying is the worst crime in my book. Yes. Sep315, hello from Germany. Mark Bruno, talk about Subic Bay and potential for expats such as work. Also Navy vet, but not SEAL, LOL. Did my 4 years. Okay. As far as work, there's not really a lot of work here for expats here, I don't think, anyway. There is some work. Some people manage to find it and eke it out. There's some phone centers that will hire expats, but you have to have a work visa. Why are you single now? Yes, I am. Michael L. I just found an article from immigration website. Cardwell illegally left the United States after attempting to procure another passport under a different identity. Yeah, it's a true story. It's kind of funky. So I hope he's changed, but it's kind of funny that he come over here because usually that means he's trying to escape something. But who knows? Maybe he'd come over here he got sick and tired of being over there and hearing about it and want to change his life and come over here. But how do you come over here? Because he has to pay that restitution back according to the article. Mark Bruno, yes. Why are you? Michael L. Let's see. State uses face recognition. A number of passport fraud has been caught like that. That's interesting. Doug Gilmore, hi Steve. Should be heading your way in September or October from Colombia. Not sure if I will go yet, but leaning towards Baguio for the climate. Try to stop down and visit you. Sure, that you can visit me. Let's see, Gherkin 9, Mayo Tanan at Lezal. Mr. Sarsilla says, what, wait, you're single now? What happened? I keep my personal life private. Not something I'd like to talk about on online. Michael L., one can do remote work if one can get it. Yes. Robert, did you say Powell Tribune? Yes. Yes, Powell Tribune. Let's see. Sinful says, Steve, it's the Powell Tribune? Yes. There's a lot of articles on there, actually. There's more than one. You just have to look up his name. Paul Cardwell. Micah Coolian says the only way to make money in the Philippines is with your married Filipino. You have to buy property and build homes and sell them. Sperlin Edward says, hello from Iloilo. How you doing, Sperlin? Good to see you on here tonight. Mike D says, I think the Philippines doesn't have an extradition agreement with the U.S. I could be wrong. Just something I heard. I'm not sure about that, to be honest with you. I think they might, but I'm not sure. Ram Sojourner says, can you comment more on the Hope condos? Price range? I know you said they were nice. I went to look at them just as rentals, but I was brought in by the people that were selling them, and I can't remember the price because they have so many different deals and stuff like that there. So I'm not sure what the price was. It is a nice place. They said that 50% of them were sold, and I don't think that 50% were sold because when I looked up to see how many air conditioners were in, it wasn't 50%, I can tell you that. So Michael L. says, just search for Paul Cardwell embezzlement. Yeah, that'll probably get it. It comes up. Sinfuls, I did a search and no results. Yeah, Sinfuls, look up Paul Cardwell embezzlement. It should show up. And you can look up Powell Tribune too, along with Paul Cardwell. This guy sent me all the stuff. I hope you got that email. I think I got the right email for you anyway. Let's see. Joshua Subtle, 67 watching, guys. Give the stream a thumbs up. It helps. 65 guys, 27 thumbs up. Mr. Sarsilla says, so sorry, I didn't mean it like that. Are you okay? Like you were together really soon? Like, yikes! I'm so sorry. I hope you're doing okay. I'm doing okay. I'm doing all right. We still talk, but I don't think we'll, anything's gonna go any further anymore. Everything's going good now, but yeah, it happens. Sinfuls, he's got it on here now. He put it up. Okay, so if you guys want to look it up, you can go just click on that. Michael L says, Mike Philippines and Thailand has extradition treaty with the states. Vietnam and Laos does not. Sinful City found it, so maybe we can get some of that stuff up, some of the links up here maybe. Pierre Gano will meet a condo owner tomorrow. Hope all is well. Okay, interesting. At Hope Residences? Hope is a beautiful place. I actually, when I was in there and I looked at their places that they showed there, I actually liked them. They were cute. They were nice, but they're not big. I like the fact that it's got 2 pools there too, and it's right next to the mall. It's perfect for somebody that's elderly, or older, or retired like us. Micah Coolian, when the Philippines government hunters a military agreement with the American government, things are only going to get more stricter for Americans there. Craig Jordan says, I was prideful, I was arrogant, and I'm a thief. Yes, that's the one. Yep, that's the headline for that guy. See, Lizelle says, I found a condo in BGC too, and will be moving there in July. BGC is nice. I like it up there, but I don't know if I'd want to live there because there's not much to do up in that area, except for the malls and stuff like that. Where I am, it's kind of in the middle of everything, and I kind of like it here for that reason. Let's see. Micah Coolian says, Philippines and America joint military agreements. It is only going to get more strict for Americans in the Philippines. They have to be careful not to break the law in the new ones. If the United States screws up or any of the soldiers screw up here this time, it's not going to look good at all because we've had so many problems both in Japan and the Philippines before with American soldiers. And I think they're putting... they're going to put the screws down on these guys, so if they break the law here, they're going to really get in trouble in the military, and I think these guys are going to get a big warning before they go out in the streets. Pierre Gano says, happy are those who can buy condo. Michael Al says, what is it? with these Duma people. Yeah, exactly. Um, that's why I don't like Dumageddon, because I've heard a lot of bad stories down there. Now they got the Russian population down there, and they're having some problems with the Russians down there. It was the most recent story I heard that some of the Russians are coming in and they're bullying some of the people down in Dumageddon down there, and it's not cool. Let's see. Matt T says, watch these vloggers in Dumageddon rally around this con artist while acting so hip, so scams in the Philippines to try to save face. No doubt they won't mention it. Well, there's like 3 or 4 people that have covered this guy so far, and they act like he's a really, really good guy. Maybe he's changed. I don't know. I'll give him the benefit of the doubt till I see otherwise. But I mean, I've never watched his vlogs or anything like that, so I can't speak lowly of him. But people, he's done his time, so you have to give the guy a fair chance here. Micah Coolian says you should never get too serious or get too heartbroken about losing. There's too many fish in the sea. I agree. Robert says, thanks, I found this story. Boy, you just don't know what's going on in people's minds these days. Robert, like I said, I mean, the guy could have changed, but I mean, when you see him doing stories about the VA on some of the big vloggers, I mean, one of the biggest vloggers here too, and he's on her page, and I was like kind of shocked at that, and just to see him on there representing veterans and stuff like that is because he's a fake Navy SEAL. He it says it in one of the articles. Matter of fact, the article that we just spoke about, I was prideful, I was arrogant, I'm a thief. It mentions that he was a fake Navy SEAL on there. Jean Lamb is on here. She says, when I get there this year, I need an apartment, will not stay in a condo. Mike D, yeah, I only seen home on Philip. I only seen him on Filipina P. He's been on other ones too. Plus his own, World Zoom. That's what he does. Nothing against his channel. I mean, I saw some of the stuff that he talked about when he was talking about the VA, and he was dead wrong on a lot of the stuff. So it could have been a mistake, and maybe he was trying to give out good information. But I don't know. A lot of the stuff that he said there was just wrong. So he might be back up to his own tricks, old tricks. Who knows? Sinful says only 34 thumbs up and 82 watches. Let's hit it, folks. Let's see. We're up to 80. And 37 thumbs up. Marine says, sorry I missed the start. Who are you all talking about? We're talking about that guy, Paul Cardwell. He's a guy that's a vlogger. And I guess he was a former con artist before. And he's been on several of the channels. That's what we're talking about. Maybe he's changed. He did do his time and stuff like that. So I give people the benefit of the doubt. Let's see. Lizelle Morodo says, hit the like, guys. Micah Coolian says, the last time Clark Air Force Base was open there was no cameras or smartphones around. Yeah, you're right. Let's see. Tom and Jerry in the Philippines. I'm guessing those Russians who fled Russia so they didn't have to go into the military. Yes. There's actually a lot of Ukrainians, too, that have left. I met a Ukrainian woman over at the, the Evian Mall, walking her dog. And she was married to an Indian guy, which was quite interesting. Very nice lady. But there are other Ukrainians that I've seen here before, too. I've met them in the malls and everything, because I always mistake them for Americans here, because they look a little bit like us, like Americans, like the Europeans. Mike D says, no, it wasn't a mistake. He seems smart enough. I'm sorry, I just don't like stolen valor. I don't either, man. I agree with you. As a Navy vet, there is no way I would ever say I was a SEAL or even went to war. I agree. I don't like stolen valor, but, the guy served his time in jail and stuff like that. And you got to give the guy the benefit of the doubt till he proves otherwise. And this here just kind of proves that he's back on track again to do the same shenanigans. But we don't know that until he does it. So, Maria Daisy de Gutierrez says, "Hi, I'm watching from Quezon City." Let's see, Michael L. The Ukrainians are a lot nicer and far less arrogant than the Ruski. Cocky Rat says, "Hi, Steven. This is Al Jean. We're here in Tita Daisy's house. How are you?" I'm doing okay. Let's see. King B Stacker. Hi, Steve. Let's see. Who else we got on here tonight? We're up to 87, 47 thumbs up. Sinful says, we have friends coming from the U.S. and she is bringing me jars of Maserata olives. You told me about that. Yeah, you really love those olives, huh? Garlic and jalapeno stuffed. Yum. Sounds good, man. I bought tonight I went shopping. I actually got some burrito wrappers so I can have some breakfast burritos tomorrow. or the next day. I've been waiting to have a good breakfast burrito with some nice, um, you know, all the fixings on it and everything. So let's see. Sun Moon says, "Good evening, Steve." Kakirat says, "That's good to hear. We're just here supporting you." Thanks, Kakirat. Let's see. Who else is on here? We got 91 people on here, 49 thumbs up. Let's see. And yeah, I just give this guy the benefit of the doubt. I mean, people make mistakes. I know a guy back in Lawrence, Massachusetts that did the same thing with the stolen valor. He told everybody he was in the Marines. And he wasn't even in the military, and he actually got in big trouble for that too. He was all over the newspapers. It was embarrassing to him and his family. I'm not sure if he did any time. I think he might have did some time too, but I'm not sure. The guy's name was Stokes. He was back in Lawrence, Massachusetts. Sinful seem like new viewers here. That's great. It's good to see new guys on here. Isra Azami from India. How you doing, Isra? Good to see you on here. We actually have two Indian people in our group now. We have a new one right across the street from us, and we have another one over a few towns over from here. Carl Wilkinson watching from Belgium. How you doing, Carl? We haven't had anybody on here from Belgium yet, so this is good. Let's see, we're up to 94, and we got 51 thumbs up. Let's see. And Sinful says, "Welcome all." Mike Simpson says, "Hello from Kansas." Let's see. But you guys were asking about the Hope Residence thing. I tell people that that's a great place to go visit, and for some people it's not. I didn't want me to change the subject, but we ended this string there for a second. The Hope Residence is a really beautiful place, but it's not for everybody because of the size of those places. But they are nice. But I don't remember what the exact prices were, but I thought they were a little bit pricey for the size of them, and for what you pay. But the rentals there are pretty cheap. I will say that. Let's see. Mike Simpson says, "Hello from Kansas." Michael L. St. Charles, Missouri. Lizelle Morodo, Cebu City here. Andy Jackson. "Hi, Steve. I'm a Brit in the UK. I watch a lot of your vlogs. You say it all like it is. No BS like most on here. Keep it up." We will. We just try to shoot out the truth here in a short period of time. That's why we do short videos. I don't like to drag something out that takes like 5 or 10 minutes to say and drag it out for 45 minutes. It just doesn't make any sense. Anders says, "Hello from Malmo." That's where my family was from in Sweden, from Malmo. Rick's Destination Cebu. "Hey, from Cincinnati." I actually still have family over there, Anders. Let's see. Michael L. says, "Hope Residence. If I get my full-time remote job, I will probably move to Pasai." Pasai's nice. There's a lot of places up there to rent or buy too. Gerard says, "Good morning from Titusville, Florida." How you doing, Gerard? Good to see you on here. Sean's Amazing Adventures. Mike Simpson, thumbs up. Ramso John Nomad Life says, on Paul said Thailand outed him because he stood by the king and not the military blocking the entrance to the hospital he was supposedly was head of. He was having to pay all the fees. He's got a lot of stories, and he's not to be believed according to what this article said. They called him an outright con man on there. So I don't know what he's like now, but when I saw him talking on one of those videos there, the guy just seems like nothing really changes. I mean, who knows though? I mean, he did some of the stuff. The facts that he gave, so-called facts, were not facts at all at the VA. Mike Simpson says, "Hello, Sean. Sean's Amazing Adventures. Hey, folks from Burlingame, California, south of San Francisco." Sinful says, "Yes, my condo, LOL, in Pasai." Yeah, Sinful's just got his place rented out for 6 months, so that's good. Randy Schmitz just looked up Hope Condo, 1 bedroom. You can have them made into a 2-bedroom. Looks more like a closet. Yeah, they are kind of small. You can have 2 really small bedrooms in there if you wanted to, but I would make it just a 1-bedroom myself. There you go. Have a nice day. Says, "Hello from Cleveland." Lazy Larry Lee says, "Watching ads." Thank you, Larry. Rick's Destination Cebu. See your whiteboard. Ours is a to-do list. Yeah, I got all kinds of stuff on mine. Let's see. Ours is a to-do list. It's unreal how much needs to be done for a successful move. You always give good advice. Thank you. That whiteboard is still used even today, even though I'm out of the United States and over here now. because there's always stuff I want to plan on. And it's a good planning board for doing things and also for doing your budget or paying bills off. I find that so useful to put ideas up there and things in my head that I'm thinking of. And I have another whiteboard right over here where I put a lot of the ideas up there for vlogs and stuff. Micah Coolian says there are two Democrat congressmen still in office that stolen valor and got caught and they're still in office. Yeah, I've heard that. I can't remember their names, but I did hear that. Michael L. says, I thought he claimed he was kicked out for lese majest. Lazy Larry Lee says, remember everyone to give a thumbs up. Thanks, Larry. Sean's Amazing Adventures. Wife and I are building a 5-unit apartment and a hoist in Selene Cavite. It's not too far from me. Willie White says, good day, Stephen. How you doing, Willie? Good to see you on here, man. Let's see. I think I met you before up at the PRA. I think you're the same guy, right, Willie? Mike Anthony Rodriguez says, hi, this is Mike. How are you? How you doing, Mike? Good to see you on here, man. Jimmy Jones says, fake Navy SEAL and a fraud is not rehabable. I tend to agree with that, but it's possible, and I give people the benefit of the doubt till they prove otherwise. But I mean, I did want to put that out there about this guy because this guy's he's trying to represent veterans around here, and that's kind of scary because I think he should just step back from that and not get involved after pulling off the fake Navy SEAL thing. Sean's Amazing Adventures. Wife and I are building a 5-unit apartment and a house right next door, Selene Cavite. Kellen says, how are you, Steve? How you doing, Kellen? Blue Dale, top of the evening to you, Steve, from Dave in Ireland. Dari says, hey, Steve and everyone. And Michael L. says, let us not forget about all of the Republican House, Republican George Santos lies either. There are liars on both sides of the aisle. Yeah, I mean, nobody said it was on one side of the aisle. I think you're right. It's all over the board. I've seen it on both sides. So, I mean, yeah, you are correct, Michael. But this guy here, that was 10 years ago. So, I mean, I don't know if he's like I said, if he's changed or not. I give people the benefit of the doubt. I did want to put that out there about the guy, though. When I did see him on there, it just red flag, So, Craig Jordan, but you want to forget Blumenthal. Let's see. Gene Lamb says, I used a whiteboard while I was in college to remind me of all my classes. Good thing to have. Lisa Moroto says, are you in Cavite, Steve? I am in Cavite. It's Cavite province. I'm in Tracy Monteres. Micah Coolian says there are 10 million homes from the Treasure Coast area all the way to Miami from Tampa Bay, all the way to Naples that are ground level and flood prone. Everybody's trying to sell those houses. Marine says, have to say, Steve, since watching you look younger. Thanks, man. I appreciate it. Willie White says, no, I have corresponded in the last 3 years, but we have never met. Okay, I'm confusing you with another guy because he has a similar name to you. He has the same last name. I think he even has the same first name, to be honest with you, which is kind of funny. Michael Al, thank you for your information about the embezzler and liar. No problem, Michael. Yeah, I wanted to put that out there because that guy sent that to me. It was one of the subscribers, and I usually don't out people or put down other channels or anything like that, but I thought that was important enough to put out there, and when he sent that to me, it just irked me that the guy was a fake Navy SEAL, and that's why I just figured it's worth putting out there. But when he starts showing up on other channels and representing veterans, it's like, bad idea. Lizelle Morotas is close to Tagaytay. Yes, very close. We're about 2 towns over. Mike D says 99% Dems and like 20% Republican liars are liars, though. Yes, Biden is a real winner. LOL. Sorry, I know no politics. Yeah, we try to keep the politics off here, guys, if possible. Ted LaSalvia says, good morning, Steve, from San Diego, California. This is my second live stream. Welcome, Ted. I went to school out in San Diego, cook school, when I was in the Navy. I was lucky enough to cook on submarines, but I went to school out there. There you go. Have a nice day. It says, do you have a specific show regarding all the steps to prepare for coming here? I'm inside of 9 months. Yes, we did one with Justin. It was probably like about 3 or 4 months back or so. So it would be with Justin. We did something about a list for coming over here. Okay, so that might help you. So if you're looking for the steps to prepare for coming here, that's the best one, I would say. I did some other ones a long time ago too. I can't remember the names of them. Just look for all the ones with Justin, because they only go back so far. And it would be with me and Justin in it. Okay, and we both were on that one. Sinful says, there you go. Have a nice day. Go back in Steve's older videos as he has numerous videos to prepare. We'd have about 1,300 videos out now. I think somewhere around there. Pretty either above or below. Somewhere in that number though. Sam Lloyd, what is the name I want to Google it? The name of this guy is Paul Cardwell. Okay, and it's the Powell Tribune. Okay, somebody put a couple of the links up above, I think. K Fox, how is the COVID situation in the Philippines? Heard some areas went back to mask. Yeah, up in Manila, it's you can wear the mask if you want. They're asking you to. It's by choice though, but they're asking you to. Dos Bago says, good chat. Every time I click YouTube, at least another 100 new Philippines, Angeles vloggers pop up, getting burnout. We try to keep it interesting here, and I'll tell you, a lot of the stories and ideas that I get from you guys, and I thank you for you guys sending in some of those ideas and email and stuff like that, because it does help me. And sometimes you guys send me some really interesting information, like about this guy here. I just thought it was interesting. I didn't think it was interesting enough to put a vlog out on it, but I mean, we'll put it on the live stream, and at least people out there know about it now. Joshua Settle says, vets look out for vets. Thank you for outing him. Dari says, hey, Sinfuls. Sinful says, hi, Dari. Ted LaSalvia says, yes, keep politics out of this. You are in the PI. Yes, we're retired and we're on a permanent vacation. Todd Harmon says, howdy, Steve. Getting closer to finally living in paradise. So cannot wait to get there and meet you. Checklist is almost complete. Last on the list is selling the ranch. Went on the market Wednesday. Well, let's hope you get that sold, Todd. Let's see. Lizelle says, Moroto says, Ilo is back to wear mask at K Fox. Wow, that's interesting. Michael L says, didn't Baguio re-implement mask? They may have. And it maybe it's the same thing up in Manila, but I know when I was up in Manila the other day, you did not have to wear your mask, only by choice. Sean's Amazing Adventures, politics throttle my channel down the tubes. Don't do that here. Yes, exactly. I agree. Mike D, Steve, it was the right thing to do. Expose him. You're probably saving a lot of vets. He could have misled and maybe gotten money out of. That's why I said something about what I said, because I think I give people the benefit of the doubt, but I think people should know, when they're watching him, that, you never know. I don't want to imply something that's not there, but I mean, it's possible. The guy did con $1.7 million out of these places. And he did admit that he was a con artist too. Sinfuls, I have not heard of any mask implementation. Sinfuls, no, it's Cardwell, not Cradwell. Cardwell. Cardwell. That's right. That's wrong, Sinfuls. Michael L. COVID is a solved problem. We have Moderna vaccine and Paxlovid if you still get infected. Cardwell. Yeah, there we go. Now you got it right. Jay Lynn Burton. What's up, bruh? How's your weekend going? My weekend's going okay, man. I started this morning with a bad case of sciatica for about 3 hours, but I started every morning off like that the past 5 days anyway. Sinfuls put the Powell Tribune link up there again for us, guys. If you guys want to click on that link, you'll know what we were talking about earlier. Lizelle Moroto says, I think Marikina and Iloilo are back to wear masks at Sinfuls. Lazy Larry says, Lizelle, sorry to hear that. I hate wearing the mask. I think we all hate wearing the mask. Let's see. Jay Lynn Burton says, do you take the PTX bus from Manila to Cavite? I do. I have. Many times. But sometimes I get a grab, too. Sometimes it's more comfortable taking the grab. But I took the PTX bus the other day. I took it up there, and I went up to QC from there in the grab. So I went half and half. Lizelle Moroto says, not here in Cebu at Lazy Larry. Sinful says, Lizelle Moroto, yes, you are correct. Andy Jackson says, can you vape in the Philippines? I got arrested in Thailand. It cost me 500 pounds to let me go. I'm not sure. I know that in public places you're not supposed to smoke, and I think that goes for vaping too, I believe. Okay, so I'm not totally sure about the vaping thing, because I know vaping is a little bit different. Gurkha9 says, mall still mask optional in Cebu. Same here. Same in here too, in Tracy. James Wright says, no politics channel will be marked by Google AI. Let's see. Michael L. Good thing I still have a stash of N95s for my next trip. Yeah, there we go. Todd Holman says, "Oh yeah, not an issue selling the ranch. Land is going like mad around here. It is just getting the price I want for it." Yeah, prices are dipping. I heard in some states. So I hope you get a good price for that, Todd. Lizelle Moroto says, "No, Gurkha. Even in jeepney, it's not necessary to wear a mask anymore." And Micah Coolian says, "Unfortunately, in America, an American vlogger in the Philippines and veteran talking about SRV visas, absolutely 0% chance that you can ignore politics in the conversation. It's part of the conversation." Um, I disagree with you on that, Mike. I think we can stay off politics pretty much. I mean, what is that? I don't know what the SRV has to do with it, but you know, Sinful's got another thing up there. I guess there's another story on there too. I'm not sure if that's about Paul Cardwell. Micah Coolian says, "Unfortunately, American blogger." We read that one already. Oh, wait a minute. It says Philippines talking about visas. It's absolutely all about politics. Unfortunately, politics cannot be ignored or should be chastised by another. Just because we're talking about visas, though, it really doesn't have a lot to do with politics, Mike. Sinfuls. Oh, new vape laws. Okay, I got you. Thanks, Sinfuls. The littlest hobo, Cardwell, dodgy as keep away from them players. Trouble, yes. Dari says the mask is voluntary on the majority of places. Yeah, that's the way it is up in Manila right now. It's just voluntary. Michael L says, "I know people in the Philippines who vape, however, not sure if it can be done in public." I'm not sure either. I don't think it can be. I've never seen anybody do it in the malls. Robert says he was convicted of 3 federal penalties. He's talking about Paul Cardwell. How did he qualify for U.S. passport? He got one. He got one. He's a convicted felon. So, let's see. Cindy G says, "Good evening from Duma." Let's see. Willie White, stolen valor is so common today. Just go down to your local bar here in the Philippines. Exactly. You know. Let's see. Michael L says, "Robert, good lawyer." Michael Coolian says, "Arthur Coolian was captured on Corregidor Island." That's cool. My dad was on the USS Ward that was sunk off of Ormoc. He didn't go down with it, fortunately, or I wouldn't be here. Michael L, any information about Medicare in the Philippines? I'm just 10 years away from Medicare. Just curious. Nothing. We do have one of the guys, one of the Passport Bro guys. He's still looking into that and trying to talk to people. I haven't heard back from him. He hasn't gotten back to me in a while. Maybe he'll get back to me soon. I'll try to get in touch with him maybe in the next week or two and see if I can touch base with him and see what's happening. Robert says, I thought it was a straightforward law, Michael. Sinful says, we have paid to expunge it. He may have paid to expunge his record. Well, if he paid to expunge his record, it's still in the newspaper, so it's kind of it's hard to totally expunge everything, but it's possible. Mike D, the mask is voluntary for how long? I'm afraid that wherever you are in the world, we are probably going to have to deal with that stupid mask situation. There's a big cold bug. Michael L says, Robert, maybe it only covers blue-collar felonies. White-collar crime usually gets less severe punishment. He did less than 10 years. They gave him 10 years, and he had to pay back the 1.7, but I don't know how he's paying. That's what it says. I think it said something about him paying back the 1.7, but I'm not totally sure about that. But one of the stories, it said something about the 1.7 and possibly paying it back, but I don't know if that was the final ruling or what. Sinful says yes, but if he legally expunged for purpose of obtaining visa, he did try to obtain a visa illegally, it said in there too. Okay, that guy. Jimmy Jones, Mike, lay it to rest. Jimmy Jones, stay on topic. Sure. Let's see, we're up to 99, 72 thumbs up, guys. Let's get some more questions or information on here. Willie White, please. Let's see. Yeah, I think it'd be hard for that guy to get it expunged, though. Sinfuls. I mean, unless he made a deal with them to expunge it or something like that for like a plea bargain. I'll give the money back if you expunge me or something like that. Maybe at the end of my 10 years or whatever. Mark Richard, you don't get to expunge 3 felonies. That's not going to happen. No judge will do that. So I kind of doubt that too. With 3 big felonies like that, those are big felonies. Jimmy Jones, yeah, and I always wondered why he made so much money and he has 2 pulled teeth on the side of his mouth. Sinfuls, how in the world do you get a cold in the Philippines? LOL. Yeah, Sinful's got a cold right now. I actually had a couple of colds here, not really bad ones, though. They usually go away quick. Jimmy Jones, with his money, he could have implants. Yeah, I'm wondering where he gets his money now. That's what I'm curious about, you know. Tom's away. If I were Cardwell, I would have kept a low profile, not create a YouTube channel. I agree with you, Tom. I agree with you 100% on that. He's got like 10,000 viewers, I believe, too, when I looked it up. I was actually kind of shocked that nobody had called him out before. But this guy sent me all the information. When I saw it, it's definitely the same guy because it's the same picture, same person. Dari, well, the U.S. officially ended the virus as a public health risk. They got all they could out of that to control the people. If other countries rekindle it, well, that's on them. The littlest hobo says, Steve, change of topic. Is Tracy Martinez into rainy season yet? Yes. We've been into it for a while, but it's starting to get worse now. We're getting more rain every day, and we're getting rain at night too here, and heavy rains every once in a while, but not a lot. We're getting a lot of sun too still. Usually when you get rain here, it just goes in and out. You know, that's during the rainy season. But then all of a sudden we get like a couple of typhoons where it rains for 3 or 4 days or whatever. Sinfuls, Tom's away, agreed. Mike D, courtesy of China. Finn Publishing, can you provide information on the number of Americans who have moved to the Philippines this year? Also, do you think that VA will establish more clinics in the Philippines? No. The VA does go visit other cities once in a while. I'm not sure if they set up a clinic there though for people, like a temporary clinic. They may do something like that. I'm not sure. I know that they go around to other cities. I'm not sure what they do though. Okay, Jimmy Jones, and you mean to tell me Dumaguete tubers knew nothing? That's what I was wondering. You know, instead they put him on their YouTube channel. You know, they put him on the YouTube channel. He was actually on there talking. I mean, I was like, kind of surprised by that. And Raw Facts has never. I don't think Raw Facts has had anything on him. Not that I'm a big fan of Raw Facts, but I mean, usually he catches up on stuff like this. The littlest hobo here in Bolinao. It's been a very dry and hot, but last 2 days rain. Todd Holman says, so how difficult is it to start a nonprofit or incorp myself? I will be starting a nonprofit for school children once I get established in Dumaguete. Todd, you can, if you need an attorney, I have an attorney here that can help you set that stuff up. Just email me at steven5975@yahoo.com. And she can probably set you up with that. If she can't, she can probably put you on track with somebody that can help you. Okay, so Sean's Amazing Adventures, forward thinking. What kind of access to CT scans and MRI there? No issues with that. You can get that at De La Salle University Hospital, I believe. Both of those, I think you can get there. Michael L. says, ex-white collar felons get passports all the time after they serve their time. It is just blue collar felons that still have their rights taken away after they serve their sentence. Jimmy Jones, Finn, just look it up. Let's see. Littlest Hobo says, got to say last 3 months, my God, so hot. It has been pretty cool here. The last month has been hot though. It was cool here before that for about 4 months too. We had cool breezes here. Jimmy Jones says, research Finn. Let's see. Kellen says, hi, Uncle Steve. This is Kellen from Quezon City. How you doing, Kellen? Let's see. Jimmy Jones makes me discredit those guys now. It does make you wonder, you know what I mean? Who else out there is hiding something, you know? Sinful says, the littlest hobo, yes, being warm. James Wright, Sinful's just returned from Philippines with nasty, cold, awful cough. Finn Publishing, thanks, Jimmy. Sinful says, Steven5975@yahoo.com. So if you guys ever have any, questions or anything like that, you can ask me on there. You can shoot me an email. And also, if you guys need the attorney or you need to talk to Mary Rose or anything like that about the SRRV, you can email me too. Sinful says, James Wright, yep, that's what I'm dealing with now. Sinful also says, go to Palawan on Thursday. So we won't have Sinful on here next week, so we'll probably use somebody else on here as a temporary moderator. I'm not sure if we have any volunteers out there. Mike D, I know you can't buy a house but you can rent a house with a lot of land and have a farm. Sun Moon says, I just read the article. He jumped bail before trial and escaped to Thailand. Yes, where he was jailed, and he's now claiming he ran a hospital in Thailand. Yeah, I read that part too. Doug Gilmore says, if this guy Paul is the guy I'm thinking of, he has been guest on many of Duma bloggers' sites in the last month. He said he was a big administrator in a Thai hospital. That's the guy. That's the guy. Mr. Vapor says, what kind of exotic pet would be fun to have in the Philippines? I don't know, monkey? I'm not sure. I'm not even sure if you can have a monkey in the Philippines, to be honest with you. I know Filipinos have, but I'm not sure if it's legal. Cody Rodriguez says, hello, Steve. How you doing, Cody? Good to see you on here tonight. Cody's a friend of mine up in QC. Sinfuls, I volunteer. Michael L. Haha. Cody Rodriguez says, how are you, Steve? I'm good. Michael L. says, Doug Gilmore. That is correct. All of you do, all the Doomer channels. Have they all had him on there? I know of at least 3 or 4, I think. Mark Schaefer says, hey, Steve, have you heard about 4 million that has popped up on some vlogs? Basically, it's about young Filipinos marrying old foreigners to get their money when they die. I'd like to get your take on that. I've talked a lot about some of these con artists out there, about the Filipinos that are con artists, a little bit here and there. There's been some pretty bad ones too. Maybe I'll cover some of that in the future a little bit more. Joshua Settle, a lot of felons have passports from us. Only drug and human trafficking are denied passports from what I've read. Mike D, can you have a farm? Yes, you can. You can also lease the land. You can't own the land unless your wife owns it or something like that. Cody Rodriguez, I'm good, thank you. Michael L says, Sinfuls, there is good chance I will not be available next week. Okay, Michael. I was going to ask you if you want to do moderator next week, but we can get somebody on here next week, or I can do it myself. Sinfuls, okay. Sun Moon, he also claimed to be a surgeon who operated on Peyton Manning. Yes, I think I heard that one too. I heard that he did say about the surgeon. I didn't hear about the Peyton Manning thing. Let's see. Dari says, Doug Gilmore, Paul is World Zoom. A very smart guy, retired Navy officer, CEO in Chicago area, relocated to Thailand. Wouldn't call him. I'd call him more of a con artist. He's self-admitted con artist who goes around telling people he's a Navy SEAL. But I mean, maybe he's reformed now. I don't know. But the fact that I see him popping up all over the place kind of scares me. Sinful Steve can manage. He did before me. Yeah, I did it before, but it's kind of hard. It's always good to have you on here, Rich. I'll tell you that, because it does help when you manage the moderating. Dari, the hospital administration space. Mark Richard, when I was 18 years old, I did stupid things as breaking and entering. I had a record, 2 felonies. My grandfather was a Mason and asked the judge, a Mason, to expunge. The judge did expunge. I'm lucky. Let's see. Blake says, damn, I'm late. I give the guy the benefit of the doubt, but I mean, it just scares me, man, when somebody shows up and they're talking about VA stuff and the guy was a fake Navy SEAL. That's just has red flag all over it. It really does. Mr. Vapor says, is it easy to find a month-to-month rental in Manila? You can find them. They might not be the nicest places, but yeah, you can find them. It's possible. There are places that have it. There's also Airbnbs that are fairly cheap in some of those places. If you rent them monthly, you can do a month-to-month. Mark Richard, and the only ones on the state of Michigan, whoever had that done, thanks to Masons, it really gave me a good break in life. Michael L says, and does this Paul dude have the Patreon and all the other super thanks, etc.? I'm not sure, Michael. That's a good question. I didn't really look at his channel long enough to see if he does have that. He may have it on there. I was kind of surprised that Filipina P had him on there too. I mean, that kind of shocked me. Sun Moon, he's a convicted felon, and now he's claiming he has the SRRV. He might have it. Who knows? Actually, you know what? He can't have it if he's a convicted felon. I don't think he can, because they do a background check on you. Sun Moon, if you can email me that information about the SRRV, where you got that from, if you can send me the link to his wherever he says that, I'd like to look that up and do some homework on that if possible. Because if he did get the SRV somewhere, he got a fake police report or something like that. Mr. Vapor says, thanks. You don't have a name, says, My favorite real Filipinos caster. Michael L says, "How the hell did Paul get an SRV?" That's I doubt he did get it. That's probably another thing that maybe he's telling people that but he's probably more likely over here on a tourist visa. SRV, I'm almost sure he doesn't have it because if you have 3 felonies on there, there's no way in hell he got an SRV. I might even check into that myself because if that's true, then there's something wrong. Dari says he never said he was a Navy SEAL. No, according to the Dari, he said in one of the articles it says that he said he was a Navy SEAL. It's in the article in the Powell Tribune. So that's not totally true. He did say he was a Navy SEAL. He also said he was an officer, which I'm not sure what he was at this point because there's so much stuff out there. Craig Jordan says the Philippine Info Channel, is it a common practice that vloggers do criminal background checks on their guests to be interviewed? I don't think so. No, it's not, but you can usually do a quick check on the name or something like that. I understand this, the people that did interview them, it's just a mistake, but they should take them down after they see this. Hopefully they would. I'm not slamming on any of those people for putting them on there at all. John Constantine Legaspi, but it was pretty well known from what I understand from some of the people down in Dumaguete. A couple of people did know about that. I've watched. Let's see. John says I watched a video of that World Zoom and I'm feeling something wrong about him. You don't have a name. Says you're straight up real. I appreciate your candor. Thank you, man. Mike D says how much is the SRV for vets? It's about $3,000 total. It's $1,500 that goes into your security account, which you get back when you leave, and it's $1,400 for the application fee, and then you got to pay for the apostles and stuff like that. If you need any help, Mike, I can help you with that because we have Mary Rose who does it, and Mary Rose gets paid from the application fee, so you don't have to pay any other fees. Just be aware, if you go to any of these other agencies, they're going to try to soak you $1,000. I can get it done for free, basically, except she gets paid from your application fee. So don't do it yourself because it's better off using somebody there that'll do it the way that we have it done. Okay, and I can help you too. The littlest hobo says he can't have the SRV, ain't military, and he's got conviction. That's what I'm saying. I don't think he has it. There's no way in hell he can have the SRV. I'd like to see where he says that. Robert, was he really ever an officer in the military? I don't even think he was an officer. Who knows if he was even in the military for that matter. I mean, maybe he was, but after he said that he's a Navy SEAL and he wasn't, I kind of doubt anything about the guy. Gurkha9 read the article. Read the article, Dari. Yeah, Dari, definitely read the article before you say anything because there's a lot of information. It's in the Powell Tribune, okay? And they put the link up above. Somebody put it on there. Sinfuls did, I believe. Sinfuls, Mike D, all in about 3,900. Yeah, somewhere around there with all the costs associated with it and everything. Marine says it's called Marandang Mayaman Maraling Mamadai. Marry old men waiting to die. There's a lot of women that do that. Michael L says civilian can get SRV, felons cannot. Yeah, if you're a felon, you cannot. There's no way he's got the SRV. Lyndon Price, are there still apartments for rent in Tracy Martires? Yes, there always is. It depends on the price that you're looking for. If you look for the lower price ones, they're still out there, but they're harder to find more and more. James Wright, is this World Zoom? Yes. Michael L. James Wright, correct. Willie White, I am starting to be suspicious of the Powell Tribune and the credibility of some of the info. It is a newspaper. I mean, I don't know that I'd be suspicious of it. Why would you be suspicious of it? Robert Almeida, good morning from the East Coast, Steve. How about Miami taking Game 2 from the Boston Celtics? Now it's back to Miami. We'll see what happens. Let's see. Robert Freeman says, hi from Norfolk, Virginia. How you doing, Robert? Mike D says, where would I look if I wanted land and adding chickens and livestock? You could rent some farmland here. There's plenty of farmland here you can lease. Joshua Suttles says, what are good sites to find housing in the PI? Facebook Marketplace is one of the places I look to find places here. Rentals and everything. I tell people to go on there, and you can usually find good rentals on there. Michael L says, Willie, why? Is it backed up by the U.S. immigration website? Mark Richard, are we talking about Paul from World Zone? Yes, we just found some interesting news about the guy. And, you know, like I said, we give people the benefit of the doubt till otherwise. Maybe he's reformed now, so who knows? So I don't want to, bash the guy totally because it's possible he's changed. But if he's going around telling people he has a SRRV, it's very doubtful that he's changed. Sinful says .property.com carousel. John Constantine Legaspi says lease land. You can lease it for 50 years. Michael L says, damn, it let me post a URL. Let's see. Jab says, what's the best interest rates you can get in banks? Actually, back in the U.S., credit union that I'm in is paying 5% right now for a 2-year CD. That's pretty good. So I don't know what they pay here in the Philippines, though. I know it's not that great. So let's see. We're 117 people on board today, and we got 84 thumbs up, guys. Robert Almeida, Steve, are you eating rice 3 times a day there like the Filipinos? I don't eat rice. I barely eat rice unless I get it from Panda Express. That's about the only time I eat it. I can't. I just don't like eating rice that much. I'm not a big rice eater. You don't have a name, says responding to Mike D. You better have a good supply of egg crates. There you go. Sinful says jab interest rates here are terrible for house loans. There you go. Have a nice day. Are you referring to Paul of World Zone? I thought he said he graduated from Naval Academy. Then this week he said he went to Notre Dame. Yeah, he's got. Obviously, he has a different story each week. I think he's forgetting his stories. But if you read the articles on him on the Powell Tribune there, it's quite interesting. There's a lot of them on there. I think this guy is going to be disappearing off here pretty soon if he keeps up these stories about SRRVs and stuff. Tom's away, still planning to a meetup this month. It's possible I could, Tom. I'm not 100% sure. If you give me a call and you email me at steven5975@yahoo.com. There you go. So this is Paul at World Zoom as a scammer. I didn't say he was a scammer. Nobody said he was a scammer. He was a 3-time felon, convicted felon. So I'm not going to go into name calling here. Jimbo L. He also said he was in a Thai prison in a cell with the merchants of death. See, Jeb says if I was to put $20,000 in bank for SRV Visa, I'd like a good interest rate in the PH Bank. I don't know what they pay for interest there, Jeb. I'm not sure. I'm sure it's not a lot. Sinful says I went to Notre Dame when I was 10 for a camping jamboree with grandparents. LOL. There we go. Let's see. Joshua Sosa says if you're going to lie, you better have a good memory. That's a fact. Let's see. Robert Almeida says, Steve, are you on the hunt for a new babe yet, or taking a break? Just taking it easy. You don't have a name, says to Mike D. Chickens lay eggs, and you better have a way to sell, transfer them. No joke, D. Greg Bass Knight says, any updates on Schwab? No, they're still shutting down accounts though in the Philippines. I do know that because I heard from somebody else again about that. Can you trade stocks from the Philippines now? I've stopped trading altogether because it just get kind of tiring, and I'm just going to stay out of stocks for a while. So, Mark Richard, did you say that's what's the felonies were for? I believe it was for like embezzling funds or something like that. There was like 3 felonies that he committed. It says in the article in the Wyoming, Powell Tribune in Wyoming. Willie White, because I remember a con that was backed up by a number of local newspaper that has recently wiped out billions of investors and depositors. Okay, I didn't hear anything about that. Let's see, we're up to about 63 minutes. We got 117 people on board, and we got 92 thumbs up. Thank you, guys. So tonight we'll probably end it in about 15 or 20 minutes. We've already been on here for over an hour. Let's see, let's get some more questions or comments up here so we can get rolling here. If any of you guys are planning on visiting me, though, send me an email before you come here, and I'll send you my phone number. Just ask me for my phone number, because I know a lot of people have been trying to come visit, and the best way to visit me is during the dinners that we do, and that's the best way to do it. Ken and Lynn says, Forex trading is what our group did. Kicker is do it as a group. Each person checked by others. Let's see. Robert Almeida. What's for dinner tonight, Steve? I went to Kenny Rogers, actually. Let's see. Joshua Subtle says, come on, guys. Let's go. 100 thumbs up. We're actually at 98. Let's see. Sinful says, Steven5975 at yahoo.com. Tom's Away says, sold your Tesla and ARC. Yes, I did. It's kind of unfortunate, too, because I did want to keep all those, because I like ARC funds. I like Tesla. I was kind of a little bit let down by what Ameritrade did to people in the Philippines. That was kind of disappointing. There you go. Have a nice day. He says, can someone reply with where the article is from? Is to read about Paul at World Zone. It's at Powell Tribune. Okay, Powell Tribune is the name of the paper. Okay, Littlest Hobo says, Steve, when is your next dinner meet? We're probably going to do one like in a week or two. The best way to find out is email me at Steven5975 at yahoo.com and ask to be put on the list, and send me your name, your phone number, and also your email address in the email. Okay, and just ask to be put on the list, and you will be put on the list, and you'll be invited every time. Mark Richards says, Steve, can I ask, did your girlfriend's daughter? I don't get into stuff with my family. Sorry about that, Mark. Let's see. Sinfuls, www.powelltribune.com. He's got the thing right on there. Jimmy Jones, where in the Philippines are you? I'm in Tracy. Let's see. Todd Holman says, what dates and times are your dinners normally? We change them up. They're usually once a month. This month here, we're going to do 2 this month because we did one at the beginning of the month because we didn't do one last month. So we are going to do another one before the end of this month. And it'll probably be at the Evia Mall at Texas Roadhouse. See, so I can plan my trip and stay a few days in Manila area before heading to Duma. Yeah, Todd, email me, and I'll let you know. Okay. Craig Jordan, the Philippine Info Channel. Avoid being the 4 million guy in your next love interest. Yeah. Robert, I even questioned Paul McGill. I don't know about that. I'm not gonna put down this guy. Old dog, new tricks. He's a sly sense of humor in his laugh. I don't think Paul's that bad. I've talked to him a few times. I mean, Sinful says, Steven5975 at yahoo.com. I mean, I'm not going to talk about other vloggers out there, but I just want to mention that about that one guy because I think it's worth mentioning. Just because. The Littlest Hobo, will do, mate. You don't have a name, says, won't let me give a thumbs up. Okay, well, we're up to 103 now, so that's good. So Michael L. says, wasn't Paul McGill a used car salesperson in Vegas? I believe he was. Somebody told me he was a used car salesman. I don't think he's a convicted felon or in any trouble like that. Paul's okay. He's not a bad guy. I've talked to him through Messenger a few times. We've talked once or twice. I talked to him about sometimes if I have a YouTube problem, if he has the same problem, and we did have the same problem. Joshua Subtle says, is there any type of food to avoid on your first trip to the PI? Street food. Stay away from street food if you don't want to get sick. Michael L. Joshua, avoid balut. That's true too. Jimmy Jones says, Michael, let go. Jimmy Jones says, leave Paul alone. Yeah. I don't have a problem with Paul. I mean, I'll be honest with you. I don't watch his show much because I don't watch hardly any of the other vloggers because I think it just it taints my show a little bit if I watch these other vloggers and then I want to cover stuff that they cover, and I rather just cover my own stuff all the time. And it makes my channel a little bit different because I don't watch those channels, and if I cover something that somebody else covered, it was strictly by mistake. I can tell you that honestly. So, but I do notice as I see some of the things coming up, I don't watch them, but I see some of the titles are the same as mine, so it's kind of funny. So I'm not sure if they're copying mine or if it's just could be blind luck. Let's see. Old Dog was a new car salesman, but then moved into finance paperwork department for like 20 years. Robert Almeida says, wow, I just read that article in the Tribune. Crazy stuff. I've seen his videos, but not for long. Sinful says, Joshua Subtle, drink bottled water also. George, Paul is okay. I've been watching him for years. I don't have like I said, I don't have a problem with Paul. You don't have a name. You honestly have my respect. Thank you. Dickie Spaz says, haha, I live off the street vendor chicken. Bertel says, it's interesting about World Zoom. I just started watching this week, and I've already bookmarked some of his presentations as being really good. Crazy. Thanks for the info. Yeah, Bertel, I mean, I don't want to mark the guy as bad yet. You know, I mean, I'm just saying that I think that people should know that this is a stolen valor guy, and you know, you just got to watch out for people like that, because sometimes, like one of the other guys said, you know, sometimes those people don't change. If he's going around telling people he's SRRV, he's not, because you know, I know some of the people at the PRA, and trust me, 3 felonies is not going to get you in there. Mark Richard, Paul's okay. He's a good person, no doubt in my mind. Christopher Leary, Steve, in hindsight, what would you tell your 50-year-old self? I don't know. That's a good question. I don't even know how to answer that one. I'm not sure. You know. There you, not to get married. Maybe, I don't know. It's a good one. There you go, wait for a while before you get married. I would say that one. There you go, have a nice day. Paul McGill spent most of his life as a finance manager, but started as a used car sales. Mike D, do they have sanitary standards with food, or is it not monitored? They do, but I don't think it's monitored very much. Let's put it that way. Look at the street food. Mark Richard, I was very successful with the car sales, and he was also a very successful realtor as well as good man. to talk about the sanitary conditions here, I see sometimes people are cooking food and they have somebody picking the lice out of their hair at the same time. So that'll talk about sanitary conditions. I've seen it many, many times at some of the street vendors. Mike Richard, talking about Paul, not me. Ram Sojourner says, obviously he didn't take your advice about keeping your identity private. Yeah. Eric Chavez, I used to be a submarine door gunner. There you go. Good luck with that one. You don't have a name, says valor, integrity is hard to earn, but ready to spend. Christopher Leary says, think about and make a video answering that. Yeah, it might be a good video. I'm not sure. It's not really an expat thing, though. You know, I usually try to cover expat stuff mostly. Dickie Spaz says, "Old dog is hilarious." He can be funny sometimes. I mean, I like some of his stuff. Some of it I like, some of it I don't. You know, but I've watched a couple of his stuff a long time. I haven't watched most of his stuff in a long, long time. Occasionally, I'll watch a video here and there. George says, "I'm an ex-Canadian Air Force. I had it when the fakes say they did military time." Yeah, I don't even know if this guy was in the military. I'm not sure. It kind of, I think it left out whether he was or wasn't. He just said that he was a fake SEAL, though. The Littlest Hobo, Christopher Leary, great question. Dari, Dickie Spaz, be careful with some of the chicken vendors. Sanitation is not always at the top of their operation. I had one unforgettable event. I'm sure you did. I think many people here have. I was in the hospital for 2 days with food poisoning from one of the burger places here. So, Sun Moon says, another article on him in the Pharaoh's Tribune in Monticello, Indiana, where he committed another con. That's interesting, Sun Moon. You don't have a name. Oops, integrity is hard to earn, but easy. Good on. Gone in, one bad choice. Dickie Spaz says, noted diary. James Wright, visiting Philippines, SDA labs, loperamide, hydrochloride, anti-diarrhea works great. Yes, it does. Sometimes I take that for good measure if I'm going on a trip to Manila. It's just a good thing to take, trust me. Take it with you at least. Carry it in your backpack like candy. I actually got a whole bunch of them right here. Right there. I take them with me in my backpack all the time. Let's see. Robert Almeida says, Steve, do they have a winter in the Philippines, or is it always hot? It's pretty much always hot. It's actually during the rainy season it gets hot and muggy. Mike D says, it's sad. Joshua Suttle says, I heard some people get around worms from eating street food. Is that common there? You can get worms here. I did a video about that actually, and there's medicines you can take, and you should actually take medicine for worms once a year, they say. Mike D says, how some people fake things like this? Sinful says, Robert Almeida, there is a cooler time. There is a cooler time. It's usually around December, November, January. This year here went all the way up until March. The Mosquito Guy says, Yo, Steve, hello from Tampa. Can you vote in the U.S. presidential elections from there? Yes, I can. I've done it a couple times. Or I've done it once, rather. No, twice, maybe. Once or twice? Once. Dari says, Hey, Steve, let me know when you hit Duma. That's where I am. I don't think I'll ever get to Dumageddon. It's one of the places I try to stay away from, Dari. I just have no interest in going there. I'd go someplace else before I went to Dumageddon. I'm actually thinking about going to Boracay pretty soon. Me and Justin are talking about going. Phil Maxfield says, I see you wear a Dolphins. What boats were you on? I was on the James K. Polk and the Woodrow Wilson. Let's see. I was lucky enough to serve on all three Westpac boats, Grayback, Daughter, and the Barbell. Interesting. You don't have a name, says Lopertamine what? It's an anti-diarrhea medicine. Michael L. says loperamide should always be in your bag. Yes, I agree. Mike D says, I watched your video about the rainy season. Where are the places with no rainy season? There's actually quite a lot. There's a map, and it's got strips on there where it doesn't have that much rain, or it's spread out throughout the year. You can get it at National Bookstore there, Mike. Check out National Bookstore and get all their maps that they have there. They have different ones for political stuff and all kinds of other stuff on there, where things come from. They're interesting maps. And I bought all of them, to be honest with you. I always refer back to those maps all the time for one thing or another. You don't have a name, says, how do I get it? You can get it at any of the stores. The loperamide, I think you're talking about. You don't have a name? You can get that at any of the drugstores. Just tell me you want anti-diarrhea medicine. They'll know what you're talking about. Anthony Thompson from Dallas, Texas. You never forget food poisoning or where you encountered it. Now, I know where I encountered it. I can tell you that. I can remember two days in the hospital with extremely bad diarrhea and throwing up. Lizelle Moroto says, loperamide, use it for upset stomach, right? Yes. Diarrhea and upset stomach. Michael L. Philippines is the land of eternal summer and rain, it seems like, in some spots. We get about 6 months of rain here. Let's see. Todd Holman says, yeah, I watched World Zoom until today. He had a lot of very good stuff on his YouTube, but I can not stand a stolen valor person, so I just unsubscribed. I have zero respect for any stolen valor person. I feel the same way, man. About that. I mean, I'll never subscribe to him for sure. But I do give people the benefit of the doubt that maybe they changed, and I believe in forgiveness in some cases. Stolen valor is a tough one to forgive, especially when you say you're a Navy SEAL. A lot of Navy SEALs died, and for him to be saying that's terrible. Michael L says Lizelle for LBM. Todd Holman says he's the first person on my list to avoid in the Philippines now, and especially Duma, since I will be living there. Sad. Dumageddon is really going down the toilets lately, I've noticed. I've heard from a lot of people there, from Russians harassing people and a lot of other stuff going on. There's a lot of weird stuff going on down there, shenanigans. Blake, I was in the PI 1969 R&R. It's a great place for R&R here. Ronald says, is loperamide, hydrochloride, Imodium? It's about the same. It's the same thing. Good to bring from the States, or can I buy it in the Philippines? You can get it in the Philippines without a prescription. Zel Moroto says, gotcha, Michael L. Mercury or Watson's. You can get it at both. You can get it almost any place here. At all the pharmacies almost have it. Charcoal pills work great for gas, George. It doesn't work as great for diarrhea. But you should actually take charcoal with that. Okay, so we'll get rid of the gas. But you're right, George. I'm glad you brought that up, because I actually have... I think I actually have some charcoal here somewhere. Or I did. Here we go, right here. Activated charcoal, right there. Okay, so yeah. Julian says, who says he is stolen valor? Proof. It's in the newspapers. Julian, it's in the newspapers. The Powell Tribune. I believe he stated it himself when he was in court. You can look it up. Sinful says, all prices in Duma going up with the influx. Yes, it's like $300 to $400 for the cheapest places there now, I'm hearing, and here you can still get $60 and $80 apartments. Tom's Away says ivermectin can be used for parasites. Yes. In fact, they use that for worms. Mike D, but there's better medicine than that. Mike D says, isn't Duma overcrowded with expats and now other countries are coming in? Yes. Russia and Ukraine are coming in now. Michael L, wouldn't a real Navy SEAL demur when asked about their profession like the British SBS counterparts do? You know, you're right, Michael. You're right. Most former Navy SEALs are usually kind of quiet about it. And I met another fake Navy SEAL here too that went up to Baguio. He was going around telling everybody, including his girlfriend, that he was a former Navy SEAL, and he was full of crap. You know, it seems to be like something, and the guy was telling me he was a chief too, which I kind of doubt now too. Robert says he swears at Notre Dame shirt on. He wears a Notre Dame shirt on some of his videos. Yep, somebody said that he went to Notre Dame too. I'm not sure about that though. Sinful says that Michael L. Yes, true. A real SEAL would not know. Dari says, what is the name of the article? Powell Tribune. I'm not sure, but they put a link on it, Dari, up above. If you go through the stuff here, I don't have the name right here. Let me see. Let's see. Cardwell. I was prideful. I was arrogant, and I'm a thief. That's the name of it. Cardwell says, I was prideful, I was arrogant, and I'm a thief. And it shows his picture. So there you go, Dari. Right there. That's the Powell Tribune. Jimmy Jones, are you in Tracy? Where is that? It's Tracy Martires is the capital of Cavite. There you go. Have a nice day. There are a lot of people in the Philippines who say they are ex-military. Probably someone you know. There are a lot of people. I've met a few people, and when I questioned them hardcore, because some of the places that they had said that they had been to, obviously they were not there. Sinful says he put the link on there again. Mark Richard, I heard a vlogger say it's a big lineup for street food. It is the one to go as it's trusted by many. I don't trust street food. Dari says, I'm questioning the validity of this article until I can look further into it. Dari, there's another article out there too, somebody said, in an Indiana newspaper where he was involved in another con, supposedly. That's what somebody said up above. So I haven't looked into that one yet, so I'm not sure. Sinful says, I am ex-military. I was in the Naval, U.S. Air Force, Army NG, and Naval Reserve. So, I mean, I'm ex-Navy. I was a cook. No big deal. I served on subs, and that was it. No big hero. Dickie Spaz says, there are a lot of Americans who have embellished their military careers. It's sad. Yes, I agree, Dickie, and it is sad. Littlest Hobo, I worked with some SAS boys that would say they were with 6 RAR if asked. Anthony Thompson says, if you lie about being ex-military, then you are probably a lot of other things he's probably lying about. I agree. Lazy Larry C says, Dari, I looked at the article and I looked it up by his name. It's on there, Dari. It's true. You know, I mean, right there. So, and that's the newspaper article right there. So, but anyway, we're up to about 83 minutes here. We're going to end in about 7 minutes here. Let's see. Mike D says, Steve, you must have enormous patience and a strong mind to be underwater for 6 months. Actually, it was 3 months at a time. We do about a little under 3 months, but it was about 3 months. And it's not fun. I thought I would like it because that was my dream as a kid to cross the ocean on a submarine. The first place we pulled into was Portsmouth, England. So my dream went by just like that, you know. So, and then after that, it wasn't a big deal. Robin Wood, do you think this situation could get bad enough for Dumageddon to start limiting foreigners? No, because they really won't. It'll just drive up the prices even more. Lazy Larry C says it was in the Navy, but I was a ship serviceman and only an E4. Sinful says Robin Wood definitely might limit Russians. Yeah, I heard about that. Sinful's right about that they might limit the Russians because of what's going on with the war. Sinful also says Lazy Larry Lee, haha, me too. I was AE. But let's see, we're up to about 84 minutes here. Let's see, Michael L says, have to go. An issue came up at work. Okay, Michael, good to see you on here. Hopefully you're on here next week. Hopefully we can have you on here. Michael L, have a good week, everyone. I'm going to end it here, guys, because we're at a good spot to end, actually. We're up to 84 minutes, 117 people, 107 thumbs up, and I thank all you guys. You guys, hit those thumbs up before you sign off tonight, okay? And thank you to Sinful for moderating tonight. And God bless, guys. Take care. I hope you enjoyed today's show. Thanks, guys.